Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Classic Restos. Of course, not possible without the continued support of my longest standing major sponsor, Shannons Insurance. When it comes time for the very best in classic vehicle and home contents insurance, these people are the best in the business. Why not pick up the phone when you get a moment and give Shannons a call on 134646 for a quote. In fact, Shannons Insurance offer you a 10% multi-policy discount if you add your home insurance to your current car or bike insurance. Now, only an insurance company full of enthusiasts would think of cover such as that. And believe me, if you own a classic like this one here, it just has to be with Shannons Insurance. You can visit them online at shannons.com.au, and while you're there, you can also sign up and become a member of the Shannons Club. And here we go. It's day 2 of the incredible 2013 Carlisle All GM Nationals. Now, on last week's show, things were pumping up at Carlisle. We saw some GM cars for sale at the Car Corral. Then there was Cattle Fest, an opportunity to sit in a 3,500 horsepower Hemi-powered drag car, giving it a rev, then caught up with the owner and legend driver, Bruce Larson. Events manager Tyler Staley gave us his view on the mighty 1987 Buick turbo-powered GNX, while the women's Oasis was the perfect escape for the girls to do their thing. Sit back now and relax as more 2013 Carlisle All GM Nationals unfolds on this week's episode of Classic Restos. Moving through the 2013 Carlisle All GM Nationals, and I couldn't think of a better way to start the day and interview this guy here, Jim, with a gorgeous 59 Chevy delivery van. How are you, Jim?
Real good, Fletch. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Look at you. This is like the only vehicle of its kind here at Carlisle.
Yes, it is. They're very scarce. There's only about 25 of them left in 1959s.
Because being commercial vehicles back in their time, they would have been bought, they would have been driven hard, they would have been knocked about, trashed basically.
That's true. Yeah, I had a whole new undercarriage put under it, all the bushings, shocks, everything. It was a lowrider, and I brought it back up to original height.
Wow. So, Jim, this particular van must have had a fairly easy life, right?
Yes, it did.
We're looking at 5,226 of these vehicles that were built?
That's correct.
And a list price of $2,300 when new. Oh, but I suppose back then, though, that was a considerable amount of money, wasn't it?
It was. It was a good bit back then.
Jim, I love the style of it. I mean, look at the side profile. We've got fins, we've got wings here. We're back in the space age era. Although a commercial vehicle, but it's so cool.
Thank you. Yes. The 59s and 60s had wings, but the 60s is they're not as deep.
It's a stunning car. The interior, Jim, absolutely beautiful. The red and white, everything you've done, you've left no stone unturned with this car.
Yes, took a lot of, figuring out what to do with it, but it seemed to work out.
Now, you guys here, you're just so laid back, you just take it all in your stride, and it's just so wonderful. Under the hood, what's going on there, Jim?
Okay, it has a 350 V8.
So when you punch the right foot, Jim, it goes okay?
It'll take off.
That's what it's all about. Good on you, buddy. Look after this van. It's like I said before, I mean, the colour in the sun, it just pops, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah. It brings it right out. Yeah.
Good on you, Jim. You look after it, and it's a credit to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Fletch. I really appreciate it.
Okay, here we are. We're in the row of Monte Carlos now as we move through GM. We have Corey. How are you, Corey?
Fine, Fletch. How you doing?
I'm great. The car on the end of the row, great timing. I can get the camera in. We can have a look at this car. How nice is it? A 1972 Monte Carlo. what do we say here, Corey? You haven't had the car all that long. All I do know is it was a bit of a basket case when you got it, right?
Oh, pretty much like a $500 beater, yeah.
It's almost concourse. This is an incredible car.
Complete frame off, nut and bolt restoration. Spent about 16 months doing it.
What I love about this, 1972, probably, you know, safe to say the last of the muscle year where, you know, it still retained a lot of style, a lot of class. I love looking along the fenders of this car. It's got that fat sort of a look, hasn't it? It's got road presence.
Beautiful body lines on these cars.
Yeah.
You just don't see too many of them either, so.
Okay, Corey, now give us a rundown. What have you done up front engine-wise?
Engine-wise, it's pretty much original 350 engine, you know. Beefed up just a little bit, you know, mildly modified, I guess you'd say.
What sort of rear gears are you running in the diff?
I put in a 355 Eaton True Track locking differential.
So it'll be nice off the line?
We'll see. I've only got 29 miles on it right now and haven't really got it dialed in, so.
Right, now when Corey says 29 miles, he means 29 miles. When he first told me, I thought it was 29,000. When did you finish the resto to get it here for Carlisle?
Thursday morning. And arrived Thursday night, so.
There's nothing like running to the wire.
There's a real push to get it done and get it on the trailer, so.
Okay, let's have a look at the interior. Absolutely gorgeous. It's just everywhere you look on this car, doesn't matter what angle you point the camera, it just looks so nice. The interior is beautiful. Now, what's the story there? Obviously, you can still obtain all the original interiors for these cars?
Pretty much everything's available through various vendors and companies to restore the interiors completely, you know, and a lot of the pieces are the same as Chevelle as well, you know, so things interchange and whatnot.
Absolutely gorgeous. Corey, thank you very much, mate. Thank you so much for showing me your car. I mean, it's just so nice. 72 Monte Carlo, and you're right, we don't see one of these every day. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you, Fletch.
The college town of Carlisle, Pennsylvania is an absolutely beautiful tourist destination. If you would like to see some of this amazing area of the United States in conjunction with one of your favourite car shows, you may be looking at joining a Fletch Tour. We are taking expressions of interest now for 2014. Send me an email via classicrestos.com.au. You're watching the 2013 Carlisle GM Nationals and you're watching them first on Classic Restos. Thanks, of course, to Shannons Insurance. Want to pick up the phone and give them a call? 134646. You can visit Shannons online at shannons.com.au. Now stay in your favourite chair because in a moment I'll be back with more Classic GMs. Moving through the Nova section, the Chevelle section, we've got ourselves a gorgeous Malibu. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Yeah, how you doing, Fletch? How are you?
Really well. Yourself?
Good. Oh, I'm doing all right today.
That's good. You've got to be. You're here with your beautiful car. We've got great weather here at Carlisle for 2013 GM Nationals. Couldn't be better, could it?
Couldn't be any better.
What you've done here with this Malibu is absolutely beautiful. Now, what was the car like when you got it?
Well, it was the original car. I mean, well, the guy had it painted that color. It's a sunset copper pearl, and it's got white interior, bucket seats, everything is original. Only thing I did was have everything chromed out underneath the hood, and had air conditioning put in it because it's hot up here.
Say that again. And the white interior just highlights it beautifully, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, it does. Everybody likes that white interior.
These Malibus, gorgeous shape. I mean, I love the lines. What you've done here, you've got a little bit of billet just around the steering wheel, a little bit under the hood.
Right, and I got the billet wheels on it, too. Yeah. C&L did automotive, did everything for me, and even put the air conditioning in for me. Yeah. And I'm real happy about it.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Good on you, Joe. Well, thanks for being a part of the Carlisle Nationals. Without people like you turning up, we don't have it.
Right, thank you. Oh, Fletch, you be here next year, or you going to be here today?
Well, I'm definitely here today, and next year, yeah, for sure.
Well, stop by and see me there while you're here.
I will, Joe.
And I'll look you up.
I might call around your place for dinner.
Maybe I can come to yours for dinner.
It's a long way home, mate, I'll tell you that. We have Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
Very well, Fletch.
Great to see you. Now, your gorgeous 1970 Chevelle was an invitational car last year, undercover, right?
Yes, it was.
So nice to see it out in the sunlight this year.
Absolutely. Now I can get to use it.
Now, look, this is an incredible car, an LS5 1970 454. One of the most unique things about it, For a start, the paint just grabs you as soon as you walk past. But being a soft-top convertible as well, Jeff.
Yes, it's a rare car. It's a high-option car. Power steering, windows, locks, cruise, air conditioning, and AM/FM stereo 8-track.
I tell you what, yeah, when you're talking 8-track, yeah, you're really stepping up, aren't you?
Yes, we're dating ourselves now. Yeah.
8-track all through a mono speaker, right?
Yes, yes.
Now, this car has a lot of accolades. It's well received wherever you go, apparently.
Yes, we did the show circuit with the International Show Car Association, the ISCA. We've gone from Chicago to Quebec, Canada, and it's been a top-rated car all the way through.
Now, Jeff, the interior, is it original?
It's all original, but we've tried to make it period correct. We put the correct Stewart Warner gauges in it, the correct sun tack, the correct roll lock with it for the Hearst shifter, to where it's period correct.
Jeff, it's an absolute credit to you. Driving the car must be sensational with the top down.
Oh, it is now. You know, with the showing was great, but now we get to drive it and have some really fun with it.
Blow all your hair off.
I don't think so.
See, Fletch was right. Jeff, thanks for catching up. Knockout car. Really appreciate you coming along, and also thanks for coming up and making yourself known to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Been great meeting you.
I'm now inside the infamous Building T here at Carlisle Events. This is the invitational display, and also where you'll find some of the coolest rides on the planet. Here we have now Bobby Allison, NASCAR legend. How are you, Bobby?
I'm good. I'm having a good time here.
You are. You've been rushed off your feet today, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a great crowd in here. I brought about 1,000 cards, and they're all gone. And plus, I signed a lot of other things that people brought along to it. It's like when you was a kid and had to stay after school and sign your name 500 times. It's like having to stay after school twice.
It's good to see that you're still such a popular guy after all these years of success.
Yes, and it's really an honor, you know, to have the people come by, and some of the things that they say are really, really great to hear, you know, the enjoyment they've had along the way. It just gives me more pleasure.
Bobby, tell us, what were your favourite NASCAR years? If you could have the time all over again, what was the preferred years?
Well, a lot of them were so good. You know, my first year of running, got my first win in 1966. I had to build my own car, and I won the fifth time out with that car. It was really a great win for me, my first Cup win, and that was great. 1967, I won my first 500-miler with Freddie Lorenzen as my crew chief. That was great. Then on into the 70s, I had great success along the way and won several races a year for a few years, and you know, on into the 80s, all the way up to that 85th win in 1988. I actually got the first 200-mile-an-hour lap at Talladega and at Wing Dodge. Buddy Baker got the credit for it, but I did it a day before he did.
What would have been your favorite car over all the years?
Well, if I could remember 1988, which I still do not remember 1988.
That was the horrific accident, right?
Yes. If I could remember that, I'm sure that a gold number 12 Miller Buick would be my favorite. To win the Super Bowl of racing, Daytona Beach, Daytona 500 for the third time in my career at age 50, with the best young man in racing second, that'd be our son Davey. You know, I'd have to be fond of that.
Bobby, all I can say, it's been an absolute honour to interview you on Classic Restos here at 2013 Carlisle All GM Nationals. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Fletch.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you're enjoying your favourite TV show, Classic Restos, well, the DVD boxed sets are available at classicrestos.com.au, along with other Classic Restos merchandise as well. And while you're there, check out the major sponsors and as to how they can help you. Now, don't go anywhere, because in a moment I'll be back with more 2013 Carlisle GM Nationals. Moving through the Chevy section, we got John now. How you doing, John?
Good, Fletch. How are you?
Good, mate, good. 1966 two-door Biscayne original police car. what do we say about this? A 427 up under the hood. Where did you get it from, John?
It originated out of Cincinnati, and a fellow in our area started to restore it, and then from there I got it and finished it on out.
I just love what you've done. This is a beautiful car. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's trophy deserving. I mean, the paint's beautiful, the bodywork's beautiful. There's not a ripple. The panel gap is great. We look inside the interior. It's perfect. It's been done very, very well.
Right up to the ticket board and the handcuffs.
Yeah. Where did you get all the stuff from? Let's start from the uniform, like Andy Taylor, the uniform. Where'd you get that from?
Well, I had the badge made because we love watching Andy Taylor, and the uniform, you can go online and find such.
The way you've got it set up, it's as though that Andy Taylor was the guy that used to drive the car on patrol, and you've got his coat.
Right, and I can do the Barney Fife ticket also.
I bet you can too. It's amazing. I just think that 427 engine, I can't get over that. That is
90 horses.
390 horsepower in 1966. These back tyres, although on a steel rim, they're not the narrowest of tyres that I've seen, but they still wouldn't have stood a chance. These things just would have smoked all day.
It has enough horses there to smoke them tires.
I've got to get a shot there of the Speedo, the police certified Speedo at 150 miles an hour. So it's certified as accurate. Now, if this has got a fairly tall rear gear, this car would pull 150 with its eyes closed.
That's what I've been told. I've been told that. Now me, I don't go over 50.
John, thanks so much for your time, mate. Great interviewing you. I love this car. Good on you, John.
Hey, Fletch, you have a great one.
Thanks, buddy. Look after this. Yeah, you look after this car because it's really something special.
All righty. Appreciate the comment.
One great thing about attending a Carlisle event is the diversity that you'll find. Now, Brian Henderson has done a wonderful job here in Building G, turning the whole thing into performance this year. How are you, Brian?
I'm doing fine, Fletch. How are you today?
Good, thank you. Tell us about the theme and the way you've gone here this year.
Well, this year we featured Buick performance this year, and we have a special room dedicated to Buick and also in the Pontiac brands, but we also have a whole room dedicated to Chevrolet this year. But this is our 5th year of doing this particular event, and we've turned it into basically a high-performance showroom. So each year we have a different theme, and we get a lot of different cars, and we have a lot of friends from all over, so it's really easy to fill the 25 spots we have every year. So it's a lot of fun.
Brian, tell us the deal with this 69 SS Camaro 396 on the lift here.
Well, this is a 69 RSSS L89 Camaro, one of 311 produced. It has the aluminum head option. It's a 4-speed car. It's in the great hugger orange color that everybody enjoys. It's the most popular color in 69, by the way, on a Camaro. And it has the rear Endura bumper on the front, which is the one-piece bumper. And this car has the unusual mag-style magnesium wheel covers with the white wall tire with the white hockey stick stripe, so it gives it a completely different look. It was about a 2-year project, and we left no bolt unturned. So we try to strive for accuracy. So we put every run, every drip, every overspray back to where we find them and document it as we do it.
One good thing too about Building G, it's got soul in here, it's got feeling, because it used to be an old dealership. So I mean, we couldn't get into a more authentic realm.
Exactly. That's what makes the charm of this building, and that's why people come back all the time. And it's fun to watch. We'll open the doors, and there are people waiting to get in the mornings to see what we have. And after 5 years, you see the same faces, and it never gets tired of seeing like a guy bring his son, and his son, and they're talking, and Dad, I used to have a car like this, and then you open the door and let the kid sit behind the wheel, and it's a great feeling, and they really enjoy the atmosphere here. So it is a lot of fun to do.
It's just so good, Brian. I think what you've done this year is above and beyond. Congratulations and well done.
Hey, Fletch, I really appreciate you stopping by Solitaire Showroom this year, and hope to see you again sometime.
You got it. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
With everything that happens at Carlisle, some things just slip under the radar, such as the fact that Buick is indeed celebrating their 110th anniversary this year. To tell us more, here's Ron. Hey, Ron, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Fletch, and it's my pleasure of meeting you.
Well, I've always had a soft spot for Buicks. I mean, I think that they're a gorgeous car, very well made. They ride beautiful, they're finished lovely, and you've got one of these cars, admittedly a later model car, but even in the detail of your car, Ron, it's stunning.
It is a 1985 W15. W15 stands for the package. This car came through with a solid barrel walnut interior, including the steering wheel, suede with leather, a gold tinted sunroof, and my car, when I got it, I got in touch with the Sloan Museum in Detroit, and they tell me, and their knowledge, that I have the only one correctly left on the face of this earth. And I've been showing this car for the past 12, 13 years.
Well, right, it's a V8 too.
Yes, it is a V8. It did come with a 4-barrel carburetor, and it is a V8 engine. And there was 3 owners of this car, and everyone done exactly what they were supposed to do and kept it in mint condition.
Well, Ron, you know, he's a lovely guy, this fella. And what makes it even more special, tell us how many years you've been coming to Carlisle.
I've been coming to Carlisle for about 30 years.
Isn't he a lovely guy, eh? Good on you, Ron. Look, honestly, we could just keep on talking to you, but it would end up being the Ron half hour.
Yes.
Yeah. You're a wealth of information, and again, I thank you, sir. Good on you, Ron.
I thank you, and so much, and my pleasure.
And what we have here is a guy by the name of Len who chose to buy a 2013 Corvette.
That's right.
And have it all chopped up, and he ended up with this. How you doing, Len?
I'm doing fine, thank you, Fletch. How are you?
Good. Tell me, Len, what was the feeling? How daunting was it to have your brand new Corvette out of the dealership, straight to the custom guy, to have this body put on it?
It was, in fact, daunting. In fact, I couldn't look. I drove the Corvette in, and he told me what he was about to do, and I said, I'll come back later. And I came back 3 months later, 800 man-hours, and this is what I got.
Stunningly original. I mean, this is an incredible thing, isn't it? I mean, the first thing I looked at was the spears on the hood, 57 Chev. And I thought, oh, okay. And then from about 1 foot past that point, I was lost. Until I got to the rear quarters and saw the 59.
And that's the reason it's named the 789. It's a 57 Chevy nose, 58 Chevy doors, and 59 Chevy rear end.
And what does the N2A stand for, Len?
No two alike.
The two-tone paint. Tell us what the colours are.
My wife chose these colors, and it's just a burgundy. I think it's a Volvo color.
To drive the car, well, it'd still feel every bit like the Corvette, right?
Absolutely. It feels like a Corvette, but better.
Good on you, Len. Love it. Thanks for coming to Carlisle.
You're welcome, Fletch. Thank you.
TV show Classic Restos is all about catching up with nice people as well. We have Barry. How you doing, Barry?
I'm doing fine, Fletch. How are you?
Thank you. I'm going very, very well. A big car. We've moved to a classic here. Look at this, 1964 Oldsmobile Starfire here in the invitation section building. Beautiful.
Well, I thank you. It's a pretty unique car, and I think that's why we got the invite. Ironically, all through our areas for the East Coast, I show the car, never realized what I had, and I'm winning a lot of shows with it, and I'm meeting a lot of nice people, especially someone like you from Australia, which is wonderful.
Thank you, Barry.
The history behind the car is I have it for 3 years. My sons and I, we gently disassembled the car. It's 80% original, 20% restored. It was a friend of mine. He passed away 3 years ago. He was hurt and crippled 40 years ago. He bought the car. He loved it so much, it sat in his shop. His son took care of it somewhat, but they never used it. So the car for 30 years basically sat. What was really nice about it, my friend came down and said, I think my dad would like to have this car, and I'm sure we did it justice. But everything that you see, from the chrome to the stainless, this is a true American car. And it's just nice that I can keep that legacy going for a good man that just got injured, and he just loved the car, and I was so fortunate to have a car with this kind of history.
These cars with their lines, not only do they have lines, like what Barry says, they're highlighted with stainless steel and chrome. You look along the top of the fenders, across the top of the doors, across the top of the rear quarter, highlighted with stainless. The centre rib in the hood there, highlighted with stainless as well, with a nice little emblem shield in centre there. Absolute gorgeous design. Back in a time when the United States of America could actually build cars like this, and we're never ever going to see those times again. Bobby Allison made a comment. Now, what did he say to you yesterday?
I was proud of it because he was standing and doing autographs yesterday, which everyone knows, right across here, 15 feet from me. Well, he kept staring. Well, the autograph session was complete, and he had walked over to me and he says, I love Oldsmobiles. I just never could afford one. He said, and I don't know if you knew, but the Oldsmobile Starfire and the Cutlass and the 442 from 64 to 65 ran at tracks, and they were hard to beat. And he said, and I would just You know, and there was people all around, and I'm thinking, here's a gentleman that actually knows the car. And another story behind it, a gentleman did race a car like this. He said that what they used to do, they used to go to church at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. They used to go to the track, they'd drop the headers, they'd drop the pipes, put headers, just put a little pipe on it, and then race it. And I always stuck in my mind, but he was serious.
I've heard all these stories before, but I love them every time I hear them. There are so many stories just like that. Barry, got to fly. Time's running out. Thank you so much. It's been an honour interviewing you.
Good luck to you too, sir, and thank you very much.
Well, I hope you've really enjoyed these past episodes of the 2013 Carlisle All GM Nationals here on Classic Restos. It certainly is an event that represents the cars, the people, and the excitement. Now, there are more TV episodes coming your way, filmed at Carlisle, Pennsylvania, United States of America. So until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, and I thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like Classic Restos on Facebook. Facebook.com/Classic Restos TV. And episodes can be seen at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.